Hello everybody, it is the Law Gnome and welcome back to another Funko Pop update. Well, we are here, we are officially into fall, we are into the last 3 months of 2024, and of course, you're probably noticing that this Funko Pop update is a little bit later than normal, and that's just because of the fact that I wanted to get as close to Halloween as possible, because what is my Funko Pop haul for October without a little bit of Halloween? We did the fall previously with all the other fall themes that we usually get back in September, but now we're going straight into the dark and the spooky, and maybe a little bit of the funny. But anyway, things are going very well, and Funko is definitely still doing their stuff. I know that New York Comic Con just recently announced their releases, as well as a big surprise for London Comic Con. Not getting any of the stuff there, but I did appreciate a lot of the stuff that we did see. But there are still some really amazing things coming out in Funko. I mean, I know that there was the big game Funko Fusion that a lot of people are really into, as well as the physical pops. There are some specific characters that they had never given us in pop form, and I said to myself, well, there's one specific one that is coming out, and if I don't grab it this time, who knows if they're ever going to actually make an official line for this specific pop culture element. So I'm glad to have it in my collection, and you'll see it at some point. But there's, of course, also some big announcements that they did give us in terms of some new lines. I, for one, am thrilled about the fact that we are finally getting the Brooklyn Nine-Nine line. Words cannot describe how excited I am, because I have been waiting to get a little Captain Holt in my collection, and my God, I cannot wait for it to arrive. As well as another very impressive thing that they announced, it was a deluxe pop for a movie that probably, if you were born in Gen Z or in Gen Alpha, you have no idea what this movie is, but you will know it from me when the pop officially arrives on my doorstep. But in the meantime, everybody, that's all I really wanted to say. I think I might have officially gotten into a little bit of Funko withdrawal, because there was so much that I had purchased this year, and there's still so much I need to show you guys. And that's why I'm glad to say that when we get into 2025, you will see some more Funko Pop updates from me. But in the meantime, everybody, we're here. It's October 2024. It's Halloween time. Let's take a look at how my collection has been going. Welcome to my second collection update for fall. So this, of course, is the Halloween spirit time. You know, when we get into the end of October, fall is really here, and we think of everything spooky, and we get excited for the holiday and trick-or-treating. So I wanted to feature today some true Halloween-themed, or at least something relatively scary pops. Although there's nothing wrong with also throwing a little bit of comedy in here. So the first pop that I want to take a look at, of course, is a pop that I got very excited for when it was announced. It, of course, is the legendary version of Disney's The Headless Horseman from the 1949 package film, The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. And this, of course, is the second half of the film, which is narrated by the great Bing Crosby. So I love The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. I love the Tim Burton film, and I love this Disney animated classic. I think what's so great about this specific character is that people know it's a Disney character, but there's a lot of people that probably have never seen this film, and I highly recommend that you do. It's available on Disney Plus, and it may actually be one of the scariest things that Disney ever made in animation, but the pop itself is gorgeous. I mean, everything from the Headless Horseman holding the flaming pumpkin as his head, and of course his horse with the blood red eyes, and him holding the sword. The only thing that's missing here is the boastful, powerful, extremely scary laugh that this version of the Headless Horseman has. It is an amazing feat for animation. It is so nice to have this as part of my Disney collection, and it's, I think, maybe one of my all-time favorite pieces at this point. I know that I've said that so many times, but this really has so many wonderful details on it, it's really hard to say no. There's also an Ichabod Crane. I didn't add it to my collection. I just wanted the Headless Horseman. So, now we take a look at these three. So, yes, there are X-Files pops here, and there's Simpsons pops here. These are the two brand new Mulder and Scully X-Files pops. I remember when the originals came out and was sort of interested in them, but I'm glad that I waited, because the details on these brand new ones, especially down to the FBI badges, are absolutely perfect. They definitely get David Duchovny and Gillian Anderson perfect here, and their poses are perfect. The way that they're holding their badges are perfect. I'm glad to have waited for these remastered versions, and I didn't watch the show religiously, but I did love the 1997 film. I really did enjoy that movie a great deal. But even though that this is a science fiction show, it's definitely a little bit of horror-based, and it definitely is a show that a lot of people got nightmares from, and rightfully so. It was a brilliantly done show. But then we have Mr. Burns, glow-in-the-dark, in a hospital gown. Well, if you are a true Simpsons fan, you know what unites these two together. So when I found out that I was going to be adding these to my collection, I had to add Mr. Burns in this form too, because this is from one of my favorite episodes, The Springfield Files, when people didn't realize that Mr. Burns was an alien. And Mulder and Scully, voiced by their actual actors, were on The Simpsons. So if you've been on The Simpsons, you've officially made it. 4 great pops to celebrate Halloween. So glad that I have these in my collection. I would never have gotten this one if it wasn't for these two. This one has been out for a while, but I'm glad that I have him now. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Leave a comment in the box below. Let me know what some of your spooky additions to your collections are. Let me know your thoughts on Funko Fusion. Did you get anything from the con? Was there anything that I may have missed in regards to anything new that came out from the end of September until the current point in October? But in the meantime, everybody, I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed the video you just watched, feel free to leave a comment. Also, feel free to subscribe if you want to be up to date with our latest videos. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you in the next one. Actions speak louder than words.